Hi, this is Sarah from Soul Heart Intuitive Coaching, and I'm here to discuss the energy for the week from June 1st to June 7th. And what do you need to know? So, this is a week, just a brief overview, where mind meets the heart. So, Mercury and Venus are the two dominant planets this week. Mercury in Gemini has lots of ideas, and Venus is switching signs this week. She's switching signs from Aries to Taurus. So, things are going to be going from bold and fiery and impulsive to more calm, grounded, stable. But remember that Venus also has a side to her in Taurus where she can be stubborn. She's not looking to let go of things. So we're going to do something a little different this week. While we're going to talk about the energies for each of the signs, I'm going to use some different decks, but I also want to give you an overview in terms of what everybody can expect this week. So I've got two different card decks this week. So first off, I'll show you the cards for the general energy this week. So we have Void of Course Moon missing. We have Moon and Soul and Libra I Balance. So first, the Void of Course Moon missing. So this card is in the past position. So in the past, you have been looking for what is missing. What is missing from your life? What is it that you need to do so that you can connect to yourself? So right now, you're exploring from the soul aspect. You're looking towards the moon. You're looking to see what it is that you need to connect to your soul. And that's really important right now. Connecting to your soul, connecting to that true essence of who you are. It is going to help take you to places that you haven't dreamed of, but you have to get rid of what has been missing from your life and connect to your soul. The missing part is the first part of the process. Connecting to your soul is the second. And then third is balance, balancing out the two portions, who you are as soul, who you are as a person, and how do you balance those two needs. And then while I was setting up for this week's video, I had a jumper in terms of what it is that each of the signs needs to focus on for this week. So the focus for everybody this week is triggers. Triggers are going to lead you in the direction that you need to go in, but you need to be paying attention to what those triggers are. Pay attention to whatever it is that is activating you so that you can heal it and you can move it forward. So close attention now to the card that has been pulled for your sun and rising sign. This is going to be where you receive the most guidance for how you should help navigate the energy for the week ahead and what it is that you specifically need to be working on. So let's get started here. So Aries, your card this week is unexpected. This is a time period where things are going to be coming up that you hadn't necessarily anticipated. Now, while some of the energy that had been setting up in your sign has now moved off of your sign, there's still a lot of energy that is in your sign. Particularly Neptune and Aries are in your sign, and they are going to be in your sign for a period of time. Now, both of them are going to retrograde back into Pisces coming up here in the summer, midsummer. But for right now, they are in your sign and they are making an impact and they are playing around with what it is that you've been able to expect in the past. So this week, look for the unexpected things, as that is going to be where you are going to find the work that you need to do. What emotions does that bring inside of you? Because those emotions, they're telling you something for a reason. They're connecting you to that portion of your soul, and those triggers are helping to guide you, but you have to be paying attention to them. But don't just dismiss it. Work with it, move with it, and see what comes up as a result. Taurus, your card this week is meditation. So this is a time for you to meditate. Now, not necessarily in the traditional sense of meditation, as that may not work for you, but this is an opportunity for you to connect to your soul, connect to your higher self, and see what it has to tell you. Whatever method works for you, whether that is just being in silence, spending time out in nature, or actually sitting down and meditating, any of them serve the purpose. The point is for you to connect to that part of yourself, connect to your heart, connect to your soul, connect to your higher self, and see what information and what guidance they are giving you. They're giving it to you for a reason, but you need to pay attention to it so that you can do something with it. Gemini, your card this week is choice. You have an option here to make a choice. Most likely, you've been presented with information, and are you doing anything with the information that's being presented to you? You have a choice to make. You can choose to remain in the way and the method that you have been doing for however long it is, or you have the opportunity to grow and to move in a different direction. Now, moving in a different direction can often be scary, but you have the choice right now. You can choose a different path. You can do something different. Now, having said that, you choose to stay the path that you've been choosing. That doesn't necessarily mean that you are always going to be able to remain on that path. The universe will often give us an opportunity to make a shift and to make a change and to make a choice. Now, if we don't choose the way or in the direction that the universe wants us to change, then the universe will start to make it more difficult and more challenging for us to stay in that path. Now, if we still aren't getting the hint, then the universe will make the decision for us. So, like for myself, I got fired from a job because I wasn't following the direction that the universe wanted me to go. I then had to reconcile with what had happened, and I had to start moving in the direction that the universe had made. So, while it may be all well and good to say, I'm going to make the choice and stay with the direction that I'm in, the universe may come back to you and say, sorry, you were meant to choose option B, so we're going to take you in option B. Just keep that in mind as you make your choice this week. All right. Cancer, your card this week is reliable. Have you always been known as the person who is the most reliable in your life or in your inner circle? If you have, this may be a time for you to start focusing more on yourself and not just being there for other people and what their needs are. Now, if you haven't been the most reliable person in your life or in your circle, then maybe it's time that you start to adapt and learn to be a more reliable person for other people. While all of this Aries energy that has been coming in can make us oftentimes focus on ourselves. Sometimes we're meant to focus on ourselves more, and other times we're not. And there could be a conflict for you, Cancer, because of that square between Aries and Cancer, where you are having to make a choice. Are you making the choice between being that reliable person, or are you going to focus more on yourself? There's no easy answer, and there's no correct answer. It's what works in your situation. Leo, your card for this week is release. So you are here to start letting things go. Let go of anything that isn't serving you. It could be a person, it could be an item. Doesn't really matter. Either way, the point is to let go what isn't serving you. Now, again, that doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be easy to let it go, but start working through the feelings and working through the process so that you can start to let things go. Virgo, your card for this week is nurture. How can you nurture yourself? Now, oftentimes, Virgo, you're not the best at nurturing yourself or being kind to yourself, especially if you're coming from that shadow aspect. If you're coming from that shadow aspect, then you can be very critical of yourself and the choices and direction that you're headed in. You don't have to be critical of yourself. You can be kind to yourself. You can look at yourself and things with empathy. Connect to your opposite sign more of Pisces, especially as we're going through this North Node, South Node release point here. Allow yourself to be kind, nurture yourself. You are the person that you know best in this world, and you need to be that way to yourself. You can't expect other people to nurture you and to treat you kindly if you don't do that for yourself. So nurture yourself this week. That's the work. Libra, your card this week is reawaken. So, most likely, you have received some guidance in the past, or you've started the awakening process, but maybe you slid backwards, or maybe you're going through the awakening process for the first time. Either way, doesn't necessarily matter. But the point is that you're awakening to something. You're awakening to something new and something different. You have the possibility of growing and shifting and changing. And while that may be scary, and it is scary at times, there's something on the other side of that process. So allow yourself to awaken this week. Feel all the feelings, see whatever it is that comes up so that you can become the best version of yourself. Scorpio, your card this week is modify. So you need to shift and change some of the things that you've been doing and some of the things that you've been working on. You may have already noticed that they're not quite working the way that you wanted to or the way that you think that they should be working. So make shifts, make changes. There's nothing that says that you have failed or you have done something wrong if you make these shifts and these modifications. It's just that you're going in a different direction than you had thought that you were going previously. More information is being revealed to you and you're realizing, oh, I need to do this instead of this. Make those modifications so that you can start to move in that new direction that the universe is pushing you in. Sagittarius, your card this week is vibration. So you may have been noticing that you feel differently or that you're vibrating slightly differently. All of that is pushing you in that direction. The vibration of this earth has shifted and changed over the years. And you may have felt those all along, or you may just be catching up to them. Either way is fine. But the vibration that you're experiencing is shifting, and that vibration is going to take you in a different direction than you may have thought before. So tap into whatever feelings are coming up as a fact that you're vibrating differently. What feeling does that bring up in you? And let that feeling go or find a way to release it so that you can start to move in that new direction. Capricorn, your card this week is hidden blessings. So there is guidance in what it is that you're going through, or there are blessings within whatever it is that you're going through. There is something at the end of the road. You have to go through these hard times sometimes so that you can see the blessing that's hidden underneath. It's never easy. It's complicated. It can be difficult. But at the end of that rainbow, there's a pot of gold that's waiting there for you. Now, not necessarily a literal pot of gold, but there is something that is there that if you do the work and you work through whatever it is that you're doing, you can get to that point. You can find that blessing. So you may have to dig a little, go through all of this hard stuff so that you can find the blessing. Blessing is there. It may not be revealed to you today. It may not be revealed to you tomorrow. It may be months. It could be weeks. It could be years. But eventually you will find that blessing at the end of whatever it is that you're working on. Aquarius, your card this week is intention. Find a way to set a new intention for yourself. Now, Aquarius, you're very forward thinking. So you can often see things before other people do. So set the intention of what it is that you want to shift and what it is that you want to change so that you can start to move in that new direction that you're looking to go in. You know that you want to go in that new direction, but sometimes you don't necessarily always know how. So dictate to the universe a little bit and say, I want to start moving in this direction. Set the attention so that then you can start taking the steps and move in that new direction. And Pisces, your card for this week is well being. So this is a time for you to focus on yourself. Focus on your health, whatever it is that you need to do so that you can care for yourself and love yourself in the best possible way that there is. This is the work. To work from the aspect of our soul and what it is that it is trying to tell us. Work from the aspect of what is in my own best interest and then go from there. So thank you for tuning in today. I hope that this has been helpful for you and that has brought clarity to the work that you are doing. I'd love to help support you as you go through this experience. So feel free to subscribe or follow me on uh, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, or TikTok. You can also find me at www.soulheartintuitivecoaching.com. Until next time, be kind to yourself. Trust the information that you're receiving. Trust your intuition and that wisdom from your soul. And just Let what it is unfold before you. There is always information and guidance in anything that we're going through. Keep that in mind as you explore and you go on your path. And I will see you next week.